Okay, let's learn some painting techniques today. So I have my paper here divided. I'm gonna show you 9 different things that you can do with tempera cakes. So I have my paint, I have a palette in case I need to mix colors, I have my cup of water, I have a sponge for removing extra water from my brush, and I have some paintbrushes here. So the first one is called a dry brush, and that is just like it sounds. So my paints already have water added. I go in with a brush that's dry. And clearly it gives me kind of like this textured look. My next trick is called SGRAFFITO. So that is when I create a layer of paint. So I do want it to be kind of thick. I'm going over a few times. So I have a thick layer, and then using the end of my brush, SGRAFFITO is when I draw in that paint. I have wet on wet, so this is a watercolor technique, but I can also do this with tempera cakes as well. So it's when I get my paper wet first, and then add some paint to it, and kind of let the water take over. I have overlay, so that is basically like creating layers. So I'm going to start that one by putting a layer of a dark color down. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit and I will come back to it. Now I have a wash, so that is when I use a lot of water in my brush to create a very thin layer of paint. So a lot of water and a little bit of paint. I can also create drips and splatters. Both have really interesting effects to them. So if I'm going to make a drip, I would get some paint spots here, and I do want a lot of water in that paint, but still a lot of color too. And then I can let my paper gravity do the work for me and let it drip, okay? I can also splatter, so if I get some paint on my brush, and when I'm splattering, I'm not using my arm at all because that's when the paint is going to get everywhere. I'm just putting my paintbrush down and then using my bristles, or using my finger on my bristle, I'm just kind of bringing it back. Create that splatter. I can also use a sponge, and that will give me a textured look. I can scumble, so that's just kind of when I put some paint on my brush and just kind of go back and forth in circular motions. And depending on the brush I'm using, I'll have different effects from that. I can also put down masking tape and create a resist. Paint over and then carefully peel that tape.